did everything go? And I said, well, it didn't go too good. I don't believe they're going to give me a chance to redeem myself. She said, you mean they're going to make you preach again? I said, I guess. I said, that's what they said. So we trust that you will remember us in your prayers, and that the Lord will see fit to look down upon us and bless us with a thought, and that His name would be exalted. You know, everywhere I look in the Bible, I see the power of God. I see the beauty of God's ability to do His will, what He wants to. And then I hear people on the televisions and on the radios, they say, let the Lord have His way. You know, I wouldn't serve a God that I could outdo. I just wouldn't do it. I mean, that's not a God. God to me is someone who carries me through the rough times. I don't want to think I can whoop Him and get over on Him, you know, things. So we trust that we are of a mind that we give God all the glory and all the honor. I'm going to be mindful of time. Thank you, Brother J.B., for taking a little extra time. That way I don't have to be rushed too bad. Maybe you all won't leave until this other brother gets through. Who's preaching after me? Let me see which one it is. That brother over there. I'll be mindful of the time. And if the rest of them leave, I'll stay with you. I want to bring your attention again this afternoon to a verse of Scripture found in 1 Kings chapter 18. Now, I'm kind of like a fellow who has bit off more than he can chew. You know, I used to didn't understand that statement until I started preaching. Sometimes a preacher will bite off more than he can chew. You get into a subject matter that requires an hour and a half, and you're trying to condense it down into 20 minutes or so. But you pray for us that the Lord would allow us a few moments of expression on this subject. 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 1. And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go show thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. The chapter prior to this, we see that there was this brother Elijah in the Old Testament day that had been telling God's children of their wrongdoings. Now that's not pleasant. I read over there in the book of Isaiah where the writer said, Awake, wake, put on thy strength. You know, it's hard to wake up when you don't want to wake up. And it's hard to wake God's children up if they don't want to be woke up. And they'll rebel sometimes when they ought to be praying for you. You're going to find rebellion in the ranks. Well, Elijah found rebellion in the ranks. But God was still looking after him. Talking to some of the brothers a few minutes when we had the break. I don't know where all of you know this or not, but I am a Vietnam veteran. I served in Vietnam in the year of 1969, and I nearly died. And I wondered why that the Lord spared me and not others. But I feel like that He has shown me over the years why that He spared me. He had something for me to do. And I've tried my very best. I've failed a lot of times, but I've tried my very best to do what He has asked me to do. And Elijah here was in that circumstance. Elijah had to be hid from the children of God because they would have taken his head off, I guess, or they would have hurt him real bad. But the Bible teaches us that God had become angry at the children of Israel, and He had decided that He would withhold the rain. Now that's power. That's a God right there that can stop the rain. I can't do that. And I don't know anybody else that can. But God can withhold the rain. Brethren, sometimes we have to realize just how powerful that our God is. Matter of fact, He is all-powerful. There is no way to judge how much power that God has, because He has it all. Now, I can't comprehend that. I know my little old mind. I grew up in the mountains of southeastern Kentucky, and I was 13 years old before I ever knew Detroit wasn't a state. So I can tell you that I don't have a great deal of knowledge and power. But I have sense enough to know who does have. You know, somebody said, well, you don't have sense enough to get in and out of the rain. But I know where it comes from. And so Elijah was being protected by the God of heaven. God told him he wouldn't leave him, and he didn't. So the children of Israel became angry with Elijah, and the Bible teaches us that God told Elijah, he said, I'm going to withhold the rain from upon the earth. Now we go through dry spells up in Kentucky sometimes. Maybe you folks down here do the same thing. And if we go a month without rain, man, we're in bad shape. You know, the grass is dying, and the gardens look terrible, and it's just bad. Well, here was a case where the rain was withheld for 3½ years. It was a dry time. But the Bible said that God remembered Elijah. Aren't you glad of that? Aren't you glad that God remembers his people? And not only does he remember them, but he loves them. And Elijah, God told him, he said, I will hide thee out by a little brook. And he said, I will cause the ravens to come and feed you. You know, when I see things of nature, I just don't, I marvel sometimes at the way God uses the little animals and the creatures in the world for his glory. Well, he made them. Yeah. They're there for his glory and for his honor. But here the Bible says that he caused the raven to bring bread and flesh 3 times a day. That's about what I've got to eat now. My wife's got me on a diet. It ain't good either. I'm having, I went over to the mall over there, and I got on one of them talking scales, and it said 1 at a time, please. She said, you're going on a diet. And I just got heavy too much. Well, Elijah wasn't going to get too fat on this, but God promised that he would take care of him, and he did. Well, after a long period of time, and I know I told you I broke off more than I could eat, but Elijah was by that little brook, being fed daily, had water to drink in the brook. Well, it came that the rain didn't come and the brook dried up. Well, poor Elijah, he's in trouble now. No, he ain't. He's got a God that's going to take care of him. But here the Bible said that God told him, said, you get up, and he said, I've got a little widow woman down here that's going to feed you. Yeah. Well, he probably thought in his mind, well, at least she's got a bakery somewhere, and she's probably got all kinds of supplies stored away, and I'm going to have plenty. When she got there, all she had was a little meal and a little oil, and she told Elijah, he said, make me something to eat. She said, as thy God liveth, all that I've got is a little hoe cake, a little meal that I'm going to make a hoe cake with. I've got a little oil to put in it, and me and my son, we're going to eat it, and we're going to die. You know, Elijah probably could have said, Lord, what in the world are you doing? Here you sent me down here and told me you would sustain me, and now go to a widow woman who ain't got enough for herself. I told you God had power. The Bible said that God told Elijah to tell that little widow woman, he said, you make me a whole cake first, and your meal barrels will never run empty, and your oil cruse will never go dry. Now, I'm going to tell you something, children. It took faith on that little sister's part to do what she done. I might have said, hey, buddy, I don't know you from Adam. You may be from wherever. I don't know, but I'm not giving you the last thing I've got to eat. The Bible said she trusted in the Lord, and she took the last meal she had, and she fixed it and gave it to that old prophet. Blessed be the name of the Lord. And the Bible also said her meal barrels never did run empty, and her oil cruse never went dry. God's a person of his word, isn't he? He will not lie to us. He will do what he said he will do. Now, it hadn't rained in 3½ years. There was a man by the name Ahab was the leader of the children of Israel at that time, because they rejected the God of heaven and Elijah. I'm going to have to hurry with this. This is too good to pass up all of it. But God told Elijah, he said, you go show yourself to Ahab, and I will send rain on the earth. I can imagine Mickey said, Lord, they tell me your way to do this. Come on, that man's out there trying to find me, and if he finds me, he's going to kill me, and you want me to go show myself to him? Yeah. I thought you loved me, Lord. You have all these troubles facing me, and you want me to go show myself to the worst enemy that I've got on the earth. God told him, he said, you go show yourself to Ahab, and I'm going to send rain. Oh, children, let me tell you something. Elijah got up, took out on his journey, and there was a little servant of God by the name of Obadiah. He loved the Lord. And he met the prophet Elijah, and he told him, he said, Ahab been looking for you. Whew, I hope he don't catch you, because he's been looking for you. Elijah told Ahab, he said, you go tell, Elijah told Obadiah, he said, you go tell Ahab, I'm looking for him, and I want him to get the best group of prophets that he's got, and we're going to meet up on Mount Carmel. We're going to have a showdown. Oh, listen, children, let me tell you something this evening. If God is for you, who can be against you? I believe one of the brothers quoted that this morning. Well, the 12 leaders or the 12 prophets of Baal met up there on the mountaintop with Elijah, and I'm going to have to condense this just a little bit, but you go home and read. That's in the 18th chapter of the book of 1 Kings. Elijah met them up there. These 12 men, they set them up a bullock, and Elijah says, now here's the deal. We're going to call unto our gods. You got a God, this Baal fellow you call. You're going to call unto him. We're going to set up an altar here, and we're going to put a bullock up on that altar, and the God that rains down fire from heaven will be the God. And Elijah looked at the children of Israel, and he said, if God be God, you serve him, and if it's not, then you serve the other. Sometimes, children, we as God's children got to make a choice. Oh. Now, not for our eternal redemption, but whether we're going to serve God. I believe the old servant Joshua said on one occasion, he said, as far as me and my house, we will serve the Lord. But choose you this day whom you will serve. The world turns that into an invitation, not me. Not an eternal invitation, children. Well, Elijah met the prophets of Baal upon the mountain. He said, you take your prophet, go ahead and go first. You take your altar and you put your bullock up on it and you call unto your God, and they'll see if he will rain down fire and take the offering. They put their little bullock up on that altar and they began to cry out to their God, and there wasn't nothing come. Oh, they still get, and when noontime come, they were still calling out to their God, and nothing come. Elijah started making fun of him. He said, maybe he's gone on a vacation. Maybe he's talking to somebody, and he ain't got time, or he just don't hear you. Better keep calling. And they just kept on calling out to their God. They got so frustrated, the Bible said they cut their wrist, and they jumped up on the altar and tore it down, and they made a mess of their situation. Prophet Isaiah or Elijah, he called the children of Israel around. Now he said, let me tell you something, children. He said, if the God of Israel, you serve him, if he will accept this offering, you serve him and not the God of Baal. The Bible said Elijah repaired the altar. He put the bullock up on it, and he dug a trench around about it. Oh, listen, children, there was something getting ready to be shown that day. Now, I don't know where they got the water from, because it had been dry for 3.5 years, but Elijah said, get 4 barrels of water and pour upon the altar. Yeah. They did it. Now he said, go get 4 more. They did it. Now he said, go get 4 more. That was 12 barrels of water. The Bible said that the altar was drenched, the offering was drenched, and the water was running around in the circle in the little ditch that they put around him. Then the Bible said Elijah done something else. He stood before the God of heaven and he said, Lord, let this people know that what I'm doing for your cause. When a gospel minister stands before the people of God and begins to cry out to them, that's what we have to acknowledge. God, I'm here on your behalf and to declare the things of your sins. I'm not here to impress you with me. I don't have anything to impress you with, but I'm telling you this evening, children, I feel the love of God in my heart, and I think it's flowing from breast to breast, and God's children knows that He's on His throne. The Bible said that God, when Elijah called out to the God of heaven, immediately fire came down from heaven, burnt the altar, burnt the sacrifice, and licked up the water in the trench below. I wish some old Baptists could see that. I wish a lot of old Baptists could see that event. Or something similar to it. Maybe it would jar something into it that we need. Children, we don't like the word revival, but let me tell you something. God's children need to be revived. We sing the song sometimes, revive us. We don't believe it, but we sing it. Oh, a lot of times my folks that I preach to, they get a little aggravated at me. You tell it too strong. You could water that down a little bit. I don't see Elijah watering nothing down except the altar and the rocks and the ground around him. And he said the God of heaven answered his prayers. Now Elijah done something else. I don't understand it, but I know that he was a servant of God, and I would hope that I would do that. The Bible said that after that God had answered his prayer and the children of Israel seen the sacrifice that was burned and the prophets of Baal had been destroyed, the Bible said that Elijah went upon the mountaintop and began to pray unto the God of heaven. Wait a minute, Elijah. God told you if you go show yourself unto Ahab, he would send rain. Why didn't Elijah stand out there and say, God, I've done what you told me to. Now just let them see what's going to happen. That wasn't what he done, was it? The Bible said that little servant went up on that mountaintop, got down upon his knees, and began to call out to the God of heaven for the rain upon the earth. Well, I know God's going to send it right now. Said he would. No, the little servant that Elijah sent out, he said, you go out and you look over the mountains and the ocean and you see if you see any rain coming. He brought back the report. He said, I don't see a thing in the world out there. There ain't nothing out there. And the Bible said Elijah prayed again, and he prayed again, and he prayed again, and he prayed again. He kept praying 7 times. And the little servant of God went out and looked the 7th time. And the Bible said, oh, there's a cloud about the size of a man's head. Let me tell you something, children, this evening. That was God's hand. That was God's power. And the Bible said Elijah believed what God said. And he told the children of Israel, he said, you better scatter. There's an abundance of rain in the works. Did it rain? God answered his prayer, didn't he? But Elijah prayed, and he prayed. And children, I can't tell you this evening how much prayer ought to mean to you. Prayer changes things. You might think, Brother Mickey, I've been praying for that circumstance, and it ain't done a bit of good. I had a little sister one time. I was preaching her mother's funeral, and she came to me after the funeral was over, and she said, Mickey, I don't have any hope anymore. She said, my mother prayed for me every day, and I know it was because of Mother's prayers that I've been healed from the sickness that I've had. And she said, I am so depressed that Mother is not here to pray for me anymore. I said, Shirley, let me tell you something. Every prayer that Mother ever prayed is still before Elder T.C. Mooney, said one time a long time ago, and I heard it. He said, I'd rather quit preaching when they want me to go on as to go on when they want me to quit. May the Lord.